Hello and welcome to the class once again. Today we look at project appraisal using the compounded methods, and we shall look at the internal rate of return, which is the IRR in our learning. You can see the first year or the 0 year, the beginning of our year, we have 1 million investment, that's cash outflow. And then we have from the second year, from the first year, second year, third year, and fourth year, we have 300,000, 700,000, 600,000, and 400,000 for the first to the fourth year, respectively. The question also gives us the rate of return R as 10%. And the question says, required, find the IRR, the internal rate of return. The IRR is the rate of return that gives NPV as 0. Now that we have discussed the NPV, the net present value of an investment, we shall now look at the IRR, which gives us the NPV to be 0. How do we get that rate of return that gives us NPV as 0? This is how it's done. Remember, NPV is equal to summation of cash inflow divided by 1 plus R raised to power n, then you minus the cash outflow. This is 1 plus R, where R is the rate of return, N is the number of years, and CI is the cash inflow. Remember, CO is the cash outflow or cash outlay that is invested in the beginning of our year. At the rate of 10% and with an outflow of 1 million and 300, 700, 600, and 400,000 inflows respectively, we can say therefore at 10% NPV would give us 300, 1.1 raised to power 1 plus 700, 1.1 raised to power 2 plus 600, 1.1 raised to power 3 plus 400, 1.1 raised to power 4. Sum of that, then we minus the cash outflow of 1 million Kenya shillings. Now we find this value to be 272,727. Then we add, the next one is 578, 512. And then we add 450, 788. Then we add the last one, 273, 205. Adding all that, then we shall minus the cash outlay of 1 million Kenya shillings. The NPV we get is the total. The NPV will be 302,300 shillings. 302,300 shillings. That's our NPV at 10%. We can say NPV at 10%. We need also to carry out the same calculation with a higher R. So we can pick 20% so as to have a higher R, which is the rate of return, and therefore that should give us a negative NPV. So you can say again, at R is 20%. This is your own choice. You can choose 15, 18, so long as it gives you a negative NPV. Once again, at R is 20%, the NPV is given as 300, 1.2, now it's 20%, raised to 1 plus 700, 1.2 raised to power 2 plus 600, 1.2 raised to power 3 plus 400, 1.2 raised to power 4. All that sum together, then we shall minus the 1 million that we invested in the beginning of our investment. The amounts we get here are 250,000. We shall add 486,111, and then we add 347,222, and last we had 102,901 shillings. We shall then subtract the 1 million investment as cash outflow. All right, what we get will be 833,775 minus 1 million. So we are able now to get our NPV as a negative 162,225. That is our NPV, and it is a negative. Once we get the two NPVs, this NPV is a negative and the other one is the 302 is a positive at 10%, but at 20% we have the NPV as a negative. Then we shall tell ourselves, because we have, if the R, we write the R as our X and our NPV as our Y, we can therefore say at 10% the NPV was 3 or 2,300, and at 20% the NPV was negative 162,225. Remember, at some point IRR, we can call it X, right? With the NPV must be 0. Now, because we are dealing with a straight line, we are saying, because the NPV, if this is our X, this is our Y, it means that the X determines the Y, the R determines our NPV, and therefore this is a straight line, and therefore we can say the gradient at any point, because a straight line may have a gradient at the end point, and because it's a straight line, remember, we shall have the same gradient whether you pick it at the smaller level or the higher level. And therefore we can therefore say, if this is my change in Y, right, and this is my change in X, then I will also have the bigger change in Y and the smaller change in X. These two gradients will be the same. They must be the same, and therefore we can therefore come and say now the change in Y would be 3, first one, 302 minus 0, that's now 302,300 minus 0. Then you divide by the change in X, which is now the 10 minus X. Again, divided by 10 minus X must be equal to another change in Y. The change in Y, which is bigger one, is 300. 302, 300 divided minus the 162,225. So we can say therefore 302, 300 minus gives us a positive. When you say minus gives a positive, this is 162,225. So we are adding that one, then divide by the change, the bigger change in R, that's bigger change in X, and that is 10 minus 20. You can say 10 minus 20. All right, we have this as 302. You can say 302, 300 divide by 10 minus X must be equal to, when you add this becomes 525, and then this becomes 464. So we have 464, 525 divide by negative 20, negative 10. When we cross multiplying, this gives you negative 10 times 302, negative 10 into 302, 300, giving us 464, 525 into 10 minus X. Right. So then we can say, therefore, this will give us 10 minus X being equal to 302,300, that's a negative, divide by 464, 525. And so working out this, assuming this is negative 4.5, that's assumption. We're saying negative 4.5, then this would give us a 10 minus X. And therefore, if negative 4.5 is equal to 10 minus X, then X come to the other side, X will therefore be equal to 10 plus 4.5, and that gives me 14 14.5%. So the R that was giving us the NPV as 0 would be 14.5, and that is how we do the IRR, the internal rate of return. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.